My name is Joe Rehman. I'm the founder and CEO for Victory Farms. I'm a 12J INSEAD grad. And Victory Farms is a vertically integrated protein business seeking to sustainably feed the mass market in Africa. So right now in Africa today, there's a significant malnourishment, especially amongst children. Folks in Africa are only eating 10-20% of the protein that they should be taking, the animal protein. And that's resulting in significant amounts of stunting and malnutrition, brain development, and everything else. So it's effectively locking in another generation of significant poverty. And so if we don't tackle malnutrition in the African continent, then there's going to be difficult to break the poverty cycle. Now, at the same time, we're facing kind of unprecedented climate change, and animal protein is one of the main contributors. So human consumption of meat is one of the main contributors to climate change. And so how do we tackle that as a society? And so if we play the math out, maybe you think 25% of global CO2 is related to humans eating animals. And you look at the African continent, which will soon be 25% of the global population, and you play that math out on climate impact, Africans eating a more balanced diet over the next 10, 20, 30 years is going to be one of the main contributors to climate change. But it has to happen for all sorts of social equality reasons. So can there be a solution? Can we come up with a solution to create protein affordably for the mass market in Africa? And so Victory Farms has tackled that head on. And for the last 9 years, we've been building a vertically integrated food business, really a protein business, which starts with novel and indigenous ingredients, indigenous to Africa. We also work with traditional ones, and we process those ingredients. We mill them into a feed. We then grow fish, hatchery, nursery production. We then process those fish and cold chain and retail them throughout East Africa. So our business today is now serving millions of East Africans. We're the main producer of fish. We might be the main producer of protein on the continent. But more importantly, we're scaling in a way that creates long-term sustainability for both, of course, the consumers in Africa who need it, but also a solution that's not going to scale CO2 emissions. On my entrepreneurial journey, INSEAD definitely played a pivotal role. It was I had done 5 years of investment banking. I valued intense working styles, but I didn't value diverse working capabilities. And to achieve an innovative new business model, you have to have the ability to have ideas compete, and then the ability to test things where there's environments with a lot of trust, i.e. welcome failure, and then you just focus on iterating through it. And building that kind of an organization that has this kind of, it's safe to fail. We're still very driven. We absolutely want to be the pioneers, but to get there, the only journey is through a series of failures. And so what I learned at INSEAD that was really valuable is that the only way to get there is with a diverse team. And so I give this speech also on a stump in front of the canteen, in front of all the workforce. But it's much harder to have a diverse team, but we are much stronger. And I find that at all levels of our staff, they understand, and that resonates, whether it's talking about the egg collection team and the fact that we need a data person and we need people who are physically in the pond and we need some person who's operating a drone over their heads. So we need multiple. It resonates at that level, but it also resonates when we need to bring in a couple experts from a different country and local managers feel competed against international managers. But what they need to realize is that it's only through that diversity that we build strength. And I think that's really helped our organization develop its own culture around how do we innovate and why do we embrace diversity? Because we all accept that it's also harder. So for me, that was a big part of my INSEAD journey was learning those different softer elements to innovation.